You probably can call me insane. To be fair, I know the guys' heads look kind of like Doritos at the start. Hi everyone, it's Liddy and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day, and as you can see, I am in my manga room. I have like quite a bit of stuff around, but today is a very fun haul for you today. It is actually my birthday manga haul. So it was my birthday this month, which is the month of March, and I bought a lot of manga. And as well, my husband gave me a budget to spend on whatever I want, so obviously I spend that on manga, as you do. And yeah, so I'm just gonna share with you everything that I got, and it's gonna be a great time. As always, like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm really happy with everyone who has subscribed and been commenting in all my videos. It really means a lot to me when you guys interact with me and share with me all the manga that you are enjoying, as well as all the manga that you're collecting. And just hearing about your collecting journey has been really great, and yeah, the support has been really amazing. I'm actually not too far off 2,000 subscribers. I think I need maybe like 200 more subscribers and then I'm at 2,000, which is amazing. I've only been doing manga tube for a few months, less than half a year, so that is insane, crazy to me, and it wouldn't have been done without all of your support. So really thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So yeah, because this is my birthday manga haul, I wanted to kind of go through some of the stuff that I got for my birthday specifically, and a lot of the stuff has arrived. So yeah, I just wanted to film that for you, and I thought because it's been a while since I've shown my face on camera, I thought this is the perfect time because yeah, it's very special haul for me, and especially because I picked up a series that I honestly thought I would never pick up, mainly because it's still ongoing and it's a very long series. And no, it's not One Piece because that one is a little bit too much for me. But if you can guess now what you think the series is. It is a shoujo, and if you think of long running shoujos, there's pretty much only two that come up to my mind, in my opinion. But yes, I basically picked up 20 plus volumes of Skip Beat. So let me try to get it here for you. Oh my gosh, this stack is wild, honestly. All right. Oh my god. So as you can see, all of this I got this month, which is absolutely insane. You probably can call me insane. To be fair, when they were all coming in the mail, I was a bit like, wow, I actually just got a lot. This is a hefty series, and as you can see, it actually does fit in the frame, so maybe it's not that much. But I think this is around 21 volumes of Skip Beat, and Skip Beat has been one of those series that I've been wanting to collect for a really long time, but I never invested in it, mainly because recently, obviously, I moved into my new home, so I've actually been able to, make this space into what I wanted it to be, which was like my manga room as well as / office and gaming area. And so I actually have shelves now, like quite a few shelves that I can fill and put manga in. So as you can see, I started collecting Skip Beat. These are all the used volumes that I managed to find over here, and then I found a lot of these on Books Please for under £6, which is insane because Skip Beat has been really hard to find for the past like year or two, I think, mainly because of Shoujo Beat reprints. You know how they have been a little bit difficult. So I've been really happy that I found a majority of these for a good price. I didn't pay anything over retail price at all for any of these volumes. They all were under £6, or they are around £6.50, which is even cheaper than current retail, which is because Viz Media volumes nowadays, the current retail is like $7.99, so it's really hard to find stuff that is under $7.99 for stuff that you can't buy in store. So Books Please was having nearly all of them for around that price, so definitely check out Books Please. It's been my savior when trying to find manga for cheap, so check that out. But I'll go through each of the volumes I got. So I got volume 4, volume 46, this one is quite thin, 36, volume 2, volume 5, volume 6, volume 7, volume 8, volume 10, volume 11, volume 12, volume 14, volume 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 26, 29, love this cover, oh my gosh, 30, 31, 32, and 46. So 46 is like one of the thinnest volumes I've ever seen. If you kind of compare it, you can kind of see how thin they are. But I know chapters are releasing quite slowly for this series, so it kind of makes sense. But the reason why I decided to pick up this series is Skippy has been or was pretty much one of my favorite shoujo animes of all time. It was one of those animes that I was pretty much addicted to when I was younger, and they never made a second season, which still saddens me to this day that they never ever made a second season of this show. And I loved it so much. I mean, Kyoko has like the best personality and she's like really strong, and I just love the premise of the story, and I remember enjoying it so much. And I was always like, oh, Skippy is so long and I don't know when it's ever gonna end, and I really don't know if I can commit to, you know, getting the series, because what if it goes on for 100 volumes? And then I thought to myself, what if it did go for 100 volumes? Does that really matter if the story is so good? So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start collecting it. And then obviously, being me, I get hyper fixated on stuff. I just bought nearly all the volumes in 1 month. So yeah, that's kind of how it is. But this series is basically about Kyoko, who has a childhood friend from where she lives in Kyoto. And that childhood friend is like an aspiring artist, singer. He wants to go to the big, you know, Tokyo to become famous and singing. And then he actually his parents own like an inn. And Kyoko doesn't have a very good childhood in terms of there's something in her past where she has no like family. So she ends up living with this guy, her high school childhood friend Sho, his family, and she helps them work at the inn and stuff. And then Sho obviously is like, I don't want to take over the inn, I don't want to become like an innkeeper, I want to do my own thing. So he's like, I'm going to go to Tokyo to become a huge movie star, not huge movie star, but a huge artist, huge singer, and I want you to come with me. So Sho is like, Kyoko, can you come with me? And she is obviously madly in love with her childhood friend, so she agrees to go with him to Tokyo, and then ends up being his slave basically. She has like 2 jobs to support him, as well as pay for the rent of the, you know, apartment that he and her are staying at. And while Sho is just doing, you know, show business and whatever, and he doesn't contribute to anything. He basically treats her like a money maker, a slave. She does all the laundry, cooking, cleaning, and she is really happy to do it because she loves this guy. Like, you know, when you're blinded by love, you do stupid things, and that is basically what Kyoko did. She just was so in love with this guy that she would just do anything for him, and she was used basically by this guy. And later she finds out that she's like delivering food because she works at a food, restaurant, and she's like, I have a day off from my other job, so I'm gonna go deliver some food to Sho because he loves burgers and chips. So she goes to his backstage area and she is able to go in because she's delivering food. She's a food delivery, and then she gets in and then she overhears him talking to him talking to his manager, who's a woman, about how annoying Kyoko is and how she keeps leaving him voice messages on like stupid stuff, and like basically, he knows that she worships him, but she's like so annoying, and I can't believe she doesn't like understand or get a grip that he doesn't actually like her, and he's just using her for her to pay for all his stuff as well as cook, clean, and do everything for him. And then she overhears that, and then something in this Pandora box basically opens up, and she becomes like absolutely like furious, like something inside her like breaks, and then she becomes like absolutely furious at Sho for abusing her, using her for how many years now. She basically gave up going to school, college, because she's only like 16, so that she can support the love of her life, even though he treats her like a dirt. And so she was like, you know what, I swear I'm gonna get revenge on you. And then Sho's like, how are you gonna get revenge? I'm like a top singer. How is you little commoner gonna get revenge on me? And then she was like, well, I'm gonna enter show business just like you and show you up and get revenge on you. And so it's kind of a tale of Kyoko trying to get into the show business industry and then get revenge on her childhood friend. And it's just really, really like great. Like the story is so good. Yeah, so that basically covers pretty much the story of Kyoko's journey and everything that goes on in there. But what I really love about this story is Kyoko herself. She is really amazing. She has her like down moments, but she also is really endearing. She's really like sweet, but she also has a side that is quite relatable in my opinion, where she just wants the people that hurt her to burn, basically. And I freaking love that. Like I would have been really disappointed if Kyoko was the type of person who, someone did something really horrible to her and then she just like starts crying. And I know that is definitely a big thing, like that's a normal reaction too, but I just love that she was just like, she started like laughing maniacally and was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna basically destroy you. Like I love that. So yeah, and then her journey in acting is obviously not gonna be that smooth, but she does her best and it's just really fun. I mean, I really love it, and I know people are always like, oh my god, Skip Beat, it's still ongoing, but that makes me really excited because I love the story, and I think everyone who is a shoujo lover should definitely try out and read it. And if you are interested in reading it, I am rereading the series, so if you would like, buddy, read it with me, go onto my Instagram and you can DM me and we can read it together. But yeah, there is also another male, Ren Suruga. He is also a very famous actor, and he kind of starts becoming her friend and kind of love interest for Kyoko later. But this is a really slow burn series. Like, don't go into this series expecting like a romance, because that romance is like the slowest burning romance ever. So romance is definitely a subplot, but it's mostly about Kyoko's growth and her development in acting and just the way she goes about finding herself in life after she basically dedicated most of her whole being to a guy that didn't even appreciate her. So really love this. Strong female character, super cool side characters. I really like the side characters at the moment, and I feel like there's a really cool friendship blossoming, like a female friendship blossoming that at first was a little bit like she's kind of a bitch, but then later on they become friends. So really excited. I am currently on volume 4, so if you are thinking of reading it, do let me know. Yeah, let me know down in the comments, as well as on Instagram. That is probably where you'll find me most of the time. Yeah, so that was Skip Beat. How many volumes of Skip Beat was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was 24 volumes of Skip Beat. I think there is like one more volume somewhere in my packages, but obviously I didn't want to open everything, but I knew some of the packages were going to be Skip Beat, and I didn't want to like open each package and it's just the same series. So that's why I did that all in one go. And then I have a few more packages that I opened, and we have one series here, which is Other Side Picnic. I was recently going through some of Square Enix's manga because I feel like Square Enix is probably one of my favorite publishers. They do some of the manga that I love, like Apothecary Diaries, My Happy Marriage, Cherry Magic, Cherry Magic, Apothecary Diaries. They do those 3, which are some of my favorite series at the moment, favorite ongoing series at the moment, and I just love them a lot, and I feel like the quality of their volumes are really good. And also they just announced some 3 new releases, and there was Ice Sky and Cool Girl. I think they are releasing, which is really super exciting. So I just love that publishing company a lot, and I was like, you know what, I want to support them a little bit more. So I had a look at what else they had, and they had Other Side Picnic, which is a GL manga, but it is like, I think it's like a sci-fi, slightly urban horror manga, which doesn't super focus on a GL plot line, and I felt like that is amazing because most of the GL plot lines we have are very focused on like romance, or they're focused on 2 people who just started liking women, discovering that they don't like men. Sorry, I got interrupted because my phone said there was no more storage, so I had to refilm. But anyways, Other Side Picnic is basically, I feel like a lot of GL series doesn't really focus on so much of another plot. It's mostly about like the romance, and I thought that Other Side Picnic was really different because it focuses on like these kind of urban and horror elements to them, but it has like a subplot of a GL, which I thought was quite different from what I've seen normally, because as I said, I think that a lot of the GL that we have is kind of like a romance, or it's like a slice of life with a GL relationship. So yeah, I really wanted to try this one out and support Square Enix manga as well. I love Square Enix, so yeah, I wanted to try something else, and I think this one is really cool, and I really just like the way it looks, and I think the art is quite clean as well, as you can see. So I'm very excited to try this one out and see what it's about. But yeah, I feel like no one has talked about this series before, but I've read some good reviews on it, so I'm willing to try it, especially if it's like a GL with horror elements. I think that would be cool. I have 2 volumes of a series that a lot of people know. I got these used on World of Books. I found them for under £5 each, which is amazing, especially because this series is slightly harder to find these days, but it is Kimi ni Todoke Volume 3 and Volume 5. So they're slightly yellowed. We can't really see, but it's fine. They look pretty good as new, spine wise. So yeah, Kimi ni Todoke I actually haven't read before. I think I read it online like ages ago, but I don't remember much about it, and I feel like it was still ongoing at the time when I read it when I was really young. But I did watch the anime and I enjoyed the anime, so I decided to pick up the manga, and I've picked up volumes 2, 3 and 5 used, and I bought volume 1 in store on Freedom Planet when I saw it because it was a 3 for 2. And so yeah, I've just been slowly picking these up when I can find them for cheap. But this one is kind of like a coming of age high school story, and it does have a bit of romance, and I think it focuses on a group of friends and yeah, just them learning to grow with each other. And it's a very, very well known and popular shoujo series, so but it's also quite long running. I think I finished at like 27 volumes, so I feel like it's gonna take me a while to finish this series. But I'm being patient with this one. And then I have 2 volumes of Isekai Villainess, which is these 2. So it's I was reincarnated as the villainess in a otome game, but the boys love me anyways, by Ataka So Inaida and Hachibisu-wan. Interesting. But yeah, this one was recommended to me by Cake-Tins. Cake-Tins does manga on here on YouTube. I absolutely adore the manga dudettes. So the manga dudettes are Himeka, Geeky Dreams, and Cake-Tins does manga. They also have a amazing manga Discord that you guys should join. It's an amazing Discord full of wonderful people and manga lovers. Of course, we talk about all sorts of things as well, not just manga, but there is a lot of manga, anime talk, but we also talk about like pets and just like organizing bookshelves. It's an amazing Discord of like really wonderful people and a lovely community that just, you know, share their thoughts on manga, their hauls and recommendations, as well as lots of bargain finds. So if you're looking for a bargain and you're UK based, definitely go there because I'm in there a lot. But yeah, this one was recommended by Cake-Tins, and I was just like, I am freaking into the villainous hype again, because I started reading My Next Life as a Villainess, no, not My Next Life, I think the Villainous, what was it? So I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the last boss, I think is that one. I started watching the anime, loved it. And then I read the 3 volumes that I had, absolutely loved it. The 3 volumes end really quickly though, and the anime continues after like the pinnacle point of the manga. So I started watching the anime to see if there was more. And the light novels have been going on for ages, so I might, if I have time, to read the light novels, but I don't really read light novels much at all. But I read that, and then I read another one that was a kind of Chinese inspired one, which is like I'm in a net villainess and Tale of the Butterfly Rat Court, something like that, but it's like a Chinese based palace court one, and that was so good as well. So I was like, you know what, I'm reading a lot of villainous, I love villainous, let me see if I have some that I don't have. And then I think Cake-Tin said that this was one of them that that she really enjoyed, and so I was like, oh yeah, I don't have that one, and I found it on eBay for quite cheap, so I decided to get this. And I think I hauled number 3 before, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I got these, and this one is kind of what it says on the cover. It's she gets reincarnated into an otome game, and obviously she's a villainess in there, but the people, the characters or the men in here probably still like her. So I can just get the gist of the story in the title, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure what it's completely about, but obviously it's villainous, so I had to get it. You know me, villainous trash. And then speaking of villainous, I also got the 3rd volume of The Most Heretical Last Boss Queen from Villainous to Savior. This was the volume I needed to complete my ongoing collection of this series. I still haven't read this series, but I will read it. I need to get back into reading villains again. But yeah, I've been reading Skip Beat, so I've been kind of holding off on everything else. But these volumes are really nice and thick. I really like all 3 of the volumes are really thick. The art is also very, very simple, clean, as you can see. And yeah, it's a villainess, so I got it. Nothing much more to say on that. And then I got a few volumes of a series that is also very well beloved, and that is Nana. So I got some of the rest of the volumes that I didn't have. You can kind of see here where my Nana collection, and then it kind of goes into skip beat starts. But yeah, I started to pick up some of the remaining volumes that I didn't have because they're coming back in stock quite readily now. So, and this series, I think I've talked about it in my previous hauls, but I started collecting it because Nana is actually also one of the animes that I watched when I was younger and I love. I've actually rewatched it a few times as well, but it always makes me really sad. So yeah, I decided it's finally time to pick up the manga because, you know, I need to support the artist. I love Aiyazawa. Paradise Kiss was also one of my favorite animes growing up, even though it's a little bit like, I know people didn't like the ending, but I actually feel like I didn't like the ending either, but then I kind of now know why that ending was needed because, you know, Yukari needed to fly on her own without a man, in my opinion. Sorry, spoiler. Let me get a drink. But yeah, so I got 8 volumes of Nana in this haul. And if you guys haven't read Nana, it is a shoujo classic. It does have a few mature themes, in my opinion, considering it is classed as a shoujo. But I feel like they are really like important stories, coming of age stories, as well as like two people who lead very different lives but form a really special bond and friendship with each other. And yeah, it's about two women who share the same name, Nana, and their kind of lives intertwine some way because of some things that happen, events that happen in the story, and they just love each other basically in a completely friendship platonic way. And they just go through a lot of trials and tribulations due to relationships and certain things, and it's really heartbreaking. Like, I feel like I've said this before, but there is a moment in this story where one of the nanas makes a really heartbreaking decision, and every time she does it, I'm just like, no, don't do it. But she does it because obviously the story's not going to change. And it makes me really sad. And seeing as this series is still on hiatus, I'm like, maybe one day Aiyazawa will write the story again and the ending will be the ending that I want it to be. Like Hachi, who is the other Nana, will end up with who I want them to end up with. But yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so as I said, this series is on hiatus. It's at 21 volumes at the moment, but I think Aiyazawa, due to her health, put this series on hold for about, I think it's been like decades. I don't know how many decades it's been, but it's been decades. And we're obviously, the shoujo community is hoping and praying that one day Aiyazawa will continue this story, but even as it is, I still want to support her. So yeah, I started collecting it, and I think I only have like 2 volumes left to complete this Nana collection, which is insane. Yeah, you see, I'm going a bit crazy for the shoujo beat reprints, but yeah, it is what it is. And then I have 3 Forbidden Planet parcels here. I'm not sure how many volumes there are in here, because sometimes Forbidden Planet, they end up kind of sending me like a few volumes, and their packaging is massive. So yeah, let's see what we have in these parcels. I think a few of them are new releases, so yeah, let's see what we got in here. So I'll open the first one here, and it does have a tab, so hopefully it will be nice and easy. And we've got quite a few volumes in here, 4 volumes. Let's see what we have. And the first one we've got is Kakuriyo Volume 8. So this is very thin. Like, I feel like with shoujo beat stuff, sometimes when it gets to like the end of the series, the volumes get really thin. But if you can compare it to this like really thick Nana volume, like look how thick this one is. And then we got this. Like, This is bang for your buck, mate. But look at this one, so thin. But anyways, this is Kakuriyo Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. This one is about yokai and a girl who kind of gets transported into another realm called Kakuriyo, and she starts a bed and breakfast there for spirits because she doesn't have a way out of this world due to a pact that her grandfather made when he was younger, because he has a debt to the spiritual world, and she basically is like stuck there. And I actually haven't continued past volume 1, but I really want to continue it, and I hope I really enjoy it. And yeah, I do really like yokai stories, but there was one story that I didn't really like recently, which was The Demon Prince of a Momochi House, which is really sad because I was buddy reading it with someone on the Doughnuts Discord, Kitsune, and I felt really bad because this is like the second series we buddy read, and I didn't enjoy both of them. So I'm hoping that we find something that we enjoy soon. I'm sorry, but yeah, hoping I enjoy this one, so maybe I will read it with her. Yeah. And then the next one we got is, ooh, okay, so this one is a new one, and it is the Eccentric Doctor of the Moon Flower Kingdom. So look how stunning it looks. This is a new release. It just came out this month, and super excited to try this. It is also set in, like, I think Chinese, yeah, like the Chinese court, those kind of times, and I love this setting, like Chinese palace court setting, or like these kind of time period in which, you know, people dress like this. And yeah, I'm like super excited to try this. I actually don't know much about it, but the stunning cover and the setting just sold me, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna get it. And the spine is beautiful. It's a really big volume, as you can see. It's like as big as my head, and the art looks stunning. Like, look at this food. I love it. Ooh. Look at that. Stunning. It looks great, doesn't it? So I'm super stoked. Oh, there's a color page in here too. I'm super stoked to try this out. I think it will be really fun. Oh my god. It just gets better. What the heck? But yeah, definitely gonna read this soon. It looks super fun. I have the second one pre-ordered, so, and that one's coming out really later on, so hopefully if I enjoy this I will keep my pre-order. But this one looks amazing, and yeah, new release. Excited about this one. And then I have another new release, which is the fourth and final volume of Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon. So this is a really cute office GL romance, and this one kind of focuses on two people who work together, and this one is kind of very stoic. She doesn't express her emotions much, and she kind of just keeps her head down, works, and she eats lunch alone, and no one really bothers her. And this one is a girl who kind of wants to be liked by everyone, so she kind of hides parts of herself because she just wants to be liked. And she also feels like something's wrong with her because she is not interested in love, or like she's not interested in men, and she tries to go on dates to, you know, find someone to love, but she doesn't really like them. And then she realizes that maybe she doesn't fall in love like everyone else, but then she starts getting close to this person, and she starts to realize these feelings that she's never felt before. And yeah, things start happening, and it's kind of like a slice of life GL, which is really cute. I enjoy it. I think it's a very nice, you know, coming of age story, but when you're a little bit older, because like not everyone, you know, comes out of their shell or discovers them when they're in their teens. Like, this also focuses on how, you know, people who are working, even adults, they can also discover themselves, you know, things that they never knew about themselves even when they're a little bit older. Yeah, so I really like that. And this one is the last volume. Excited to read this. I'll probably read this soon and see how it all wraps up. I hope it wraps up nicely and it doesn't disappoint me, because I'm always scared when endings come and then they disappoint me. Yeah, that was Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon. And then we have another GL series. And we have volume 3 of Pulse. This is plastic wrap because it does contain explicit content and it is mature. So 18 plus only. I think you guys have seen me haul the previous volumes before. But this one is about a really credible, really great doctor or a heart surgeon. And she doesn't want to fall in love. She kind of just has one night stands with the nurses around the hospital. It's kind of like that player in Grey's Anatomy. I forgot the guy's name, but he kind of just sleeps with all the nurses. That's what she does. She kind of doesn't want to fall in love. She doesn't want a relationship. And then she runs into this girl who has a heart problem. And the girl is like, if I can make you fall in love with me, you're going to do my heart surgery. And then it kind of follows that. And I think it follows the doctor like starting to open up her feelings and starting to fall in love. And there's probably a lot of like drama, because I feel like manhwa is a lot more dramatic than manga, in my opinion. Like there's a lot more like heavy drama that happens, or like the characters are like a certain way. Like they're really strong characters, like their emotions and the way they act, and like evil characters are like really, really evil. Like I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's because like K-drama is kind of like that as well, but I feel like manhwa, the characters are a lot like that as well, but it might just be me. But yeah, I haven't continued reading this yet, but hopefully I can start continuing again. But obviously I want to support the manhwa industry, but as well the GL manhwa, because we don't have like any GL manhwa licensed, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I wouldn't mind picking those up, but I think this is the first GL manhwa that has been licensed in English, so obviously I had to get it. And yeah, try this one out if you're looking for a little bit more explicit GL, which we don't have that much of, and they're both adults as well, so yeah, that's good. And then the second package here from Forbidden Planet. Ooh, this one's wrapped. Ooh, okay, so we got, this is an exciting one. We got the manhwa of Grandmaster of the Demonic Cultivation, the comic. So that's by, so this is the Chinese name for this is, okay, I'm not going to pronounce it because I can't speak Chinese, but it's by NXTX. People know this. Danmei is a very, very popular danmei by MXTX, and they made it into a manhwa. So it's full color and it looks really good. I'm super excited to try this out. I actually own volume 1 of Heaven's Official Blessing and 2 volumes of Scum Villains, and I still haven't read it, but I got it for cheap, so I decided I want to try out this in a manhwa format. And yeah, we shall see if I like it, because obviously if it's, the character designs are gorgeous. Of course, I love the setting, as I said, I love like the Chinese imperial palace type setting, the era that they're in and stuff like that. I just love it. So yeah, and it was very expensive online, but I found it cheap on Forbidden Planet, so I decided to purchase it. And then we got 3 volumes here. And we've got number 2 of The Fallen Daughter of the Duke. I actually read the first volume of this one recently and really, really enjoyed it. I really, really liked it. It's a kind of a villainess-ish, I think. And it is also a reincarnation. She starts to develop her memories very slowly. It's not like instant like some of the ones that I've read where they suddenly have this massive flashback and they like are like, oh yeah, I'm in this game. She kind of has this kind of dream, and then she's like, is this reality or is this reality? Like I can't really understand. So she doesn't really understand fully like what's going on with her, but she basically gets her fiance calls off her engagement, and he is basically in love with someone else, who is actually her stepsister. And because like this girl was adopted into their family, and then she was found to have like really strong magical abilities, and then when she did the test, her magical abilities wasn't as strong for what her society expects her, because she's in like really high class society. And then she realizes that actually she may have been from a different area in the kingdom, not the kingdom that she did the test in. And if you do the test in your designated kingdom, then your magical abilities awaken differently. And I think it's because her mother was from a different land, and so she should have done it on her motherland. But yeah, so it's kind of like her discovering like what's actually up with her magical abilities, trying to find the key to her past. And then she meets like a band or group of people who are traveling, and yeah, they start forming a friendship, and there is kind of like a love interest as well, who actually is not who he seems to be. But yeah, really recommend this one. It's quite like a quiet villainess, in my opinion. Like, it's not super dramatic like some of the ones I've read. It's quite quiet, and I am excited to see how it develops though. Yeah, this one also was recommended to me by Katins, because obviously she is the queen of villainous isekai, so I always get my recommendations from her. Love that one. And then I think we've got volume 3 as well. Here we are, volume 3. She looks really cute. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I'm excited to continue the series. I think the releases for this are really slow, but I have pre-ordered volume 4 for when it does come out. But yes, super excited to continue this one. I feel like Tokyo Pop spines are getting a lot better as well. Like the one that I showed you earlier, like this one looks absolute ass. Like, what is that? Looks horrible, but they're doing a lot better now. Like, I feel like they're using colors and fonts now, so that's good. And sometimes they have like actual pictures in the spine, so I am looking forward to seeing how they improve even more. And the last one in here is another volume of Skip Beat, of course, volume 47. It was on Forbidden Planet for £5 something, so obviously I snapped it up, because everything I find else is not under £5.50, so yeah, love it. And we got Ren on the back. A lot of people have said that Skip Beat suffers from bad art at the beginning, but I actually really like it. Like, I know the guys' heads look kind of like Doritos at the start, but it does improve, in my opinion. Like, Ren's face is not as Dorito-like here, but if you can see in the earlier volumes, kind of has, yeah, look, if you see it. His head is slightly sharp, looks kind of like a Dorito, but I like it. I really like it. It makes me feel nostalgic to like this kind of shoujo back in the day, and yeah, I really like it. The art doesn't put me off at all, so yeah. It does get better though, so if you're like really hesitant, I feel like you should read it. Please read it. Skip Beat is really good. Alright, I have the last Forbidden Planet parcel here. I think I've rambled on way too much. Sorry this video is so long. Okay, and then I have some more new releases, and we've got Love of Kill volume 11. I still haven't continued Love of Kill. I need to continue it, of course. I think this series finishes soon, actually, or it's finished. I think volume 13 is the last one. But of course, Love of Kill. This is a kind of action josei mystery, and it kind of has a slight romantic subplot, but it's not the main plot of the story. And it focuses on two assassins basically who kind of start working together, as well as having this connection due to some past things, and this guy is constantly pestering one of the assassins' chateau for a date, and he's like, I have information on the bounties you want to, you know, get. So if I give this information to you, go on a date with me. So it's like kind of like that, and I really like this guy. I think he's actually Korean. His name is Yangha, and I think he's Korean, but yeah, it has a lot of like mystery, intrigue, and a bit of romance. So definitely recommend this if you are looking for something like that. And then I have another new release, which is Hirano and Kagiura, and this one is the second volume of the side story. Not really side story, it's like the side story of the side characters in the main story, which is Sasaki and Miyano. And this follows Sasaki, I think is Sasaki's classmate or friend, and I think these two are like roommates or something, but I haven't actually read this, but I kept the pre-order because it was so cheap. So yeah, it is a BL, Sasaki and Miyano, and this one is also very like mild, like it's not explicit, it's very like wholesome BL. So if you're looking for something wholesome with no explicit content, I would definitely recommend this, as well as the first story, which is Sasaki and Miyano. Yeah, and we got two more in here. This one, super looking forward to reading this one. So I got Touring the Apocalypse Volume 2. I think my Volume 1 is somewhere here. My Volume 1 is here, but I read that this month and it was so good. It's like a slice of life apocalypse manga, which sounds like weird because like it's an apocalypse, but it's basically, I think the whole of Japan has gone through an apocalypse, and then there's these two people who have survived. Well, one person's human and one is like an android, and they basically team up together and kind of journey through the ruins of these areas in Japan, and they see what they can find, as well as looking for food and other life forms if there's other life forms, and they just do really like fun stuff. And the first volume was so fun. Like I whizzed through that volume, and the art was so gorgeous as well. Like the scenery, let me see if I can find some good scenery in here, but it was just like, the scenery is stunning, the art is stunning, the story, it was like really heartfelt. Actually, there was this moment in the story in volume 1 that was, it was really kind of it's really heartfelt, and it feels like there is more to this. There is going to be more to this story, and they might discover some more things as they go along, but it has been really fun and I just love it. Like it just seems so casual but weird because it's an apocalypse, so it's like weird that it's casual, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I love the cover. You can see a little capybara walking, and yeah, I really enjoy this. If you're looking for like a slice of life manga with a little bit of a twist, I would definitely recommend this one. Art is stunning. It's really good. I'm super looking forward to reading this. I'm definitely gonna read it again. No, read it this month, hopefully, before it ends. Really love this. Highly recommend this one, guys. Really, really recommend this. I love it so much. I'm really excited that volume 2 is out, and I'm really glad that I didn't read the first one like when I got it, because I would have been waiting for this one for so long. And the third volume cover looks stunning too. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Definitely give this a shot, guys. And then I have another new release, which is The Villainess Stands the Heroes, playing the antagonist to support her fave. So this one, as the title suggests, it is a new release, Villainess. I have no idea what it's about, but obviously I got it because it is a villainess, and you can't stop me from buying them all. But yeah, I think this person is also reincarnated into her favorite game, and then stuff happens and there's probably like a love interest. you know, the general formula. Not gonna lie, a lot of people have told me that they really don't like this formula, like it's so repetitive, but I freaking love it. Like, I love this trope so much, and I may get tired of it one day, but not anytime soon, because loving it. Yeah, so this one's the new one. If you're looking for another villainous isekai to love and try, definitely check this one out as well. On to my final box here. This one is from Traveling Man, and it is also of one series, and it is also another long-running ongoing series, a shoujo series. And if you guys can guess it now, but I'm pretty sure you will have guessed it. It's not Skip Beat, obviously. I already showed you Skip Beat. And it is, can you guess it? It is Yona of the Dawn. So I have 1 to 20 and then plus 22, volume 22 of Yona of the Dawn. I also was kind of hesitant on continuing it, but I was like, if I want to support all the amazing shoujos, I have to support two of the most long running series at the moment, which is obviously Skip Beat and Yona of the Dawn. So I was like, if there has to be anything on my shelves, I want them to be the two really big shoujo series on there. So I decided to pick up the rest of Yona of the Dawn that I could find, and I think I pretty much ordered most of them. I found a lot on Traveling Man, so I got those, and then I found them cheap on Books Please, so those should be coming. But yeah, I think I got about a few volumes in here. So yeah, so I got volume 37, volume 35, volume 38. This one is the newest release. Volume 28, this one is stunning. Volume 25, 21, 33, 36. That's a lot actually. 30. Oh my god, this one. Love it. The cover is stunning. And a few more. We got 31. And the last one we got was volume 34. So these were all on like a 3 for 2 price on Traveling Man. So obviously I snapped them up and I bought the rest I could find on Books Please. So I pretty much am up to date with Yona of the Dawn if those volumes arrive. So yeah. How many volumes? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 volumes of Yona of the Dawn. Yeah, I'm super happy to have this series and be able to complete it for everything that is out so far. I'm super excited to see how the story goes. I think I read up to volume 16, so I definitely need to reread the series. I'm hoping to reread it soon, so if anyone is interested in rereading or starting Yona of the Dawn, do let me know in the comments or on my Instagram, and I would be so happy to buddy read it with any of you. Yeah, Yona of the Dawn is a classic shoujo. Everyone talks about it. It is not a romance story. I need to be really clear with this because I feel like a lot of people go into this thinking they're gonna expect a romance. It is not a romance. There is a small subplot of romance in the story. It is very slow burn as well, like Skip Beat, but it focuses mostly on like political intrigue as well as adventure stories. So I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for something like that. But yeah, don't go into it thinking it's gonna be a romance because you'll be disappointed, and yeah, people will be like, I thought it was a romance. It's not. It's the subplot is romance, but the most of it is like action, political intrigue, adventure. Yeah. And it's basically about a girl who ends up having to run away from her kingdom because someone she trusts and loves ends up betraying her and killing her father. And this happens like pretty much in the first chapter, so it's not a spoiler, but she ends up having to run away and then gather, you know, reinforcements as well as, you know, look for these, I think it's 5 or 7 dragons, I don't remember, it's been a while since I read it, but I think she has to look for these dragons so that she can, you know, reunite her kingdom again and take her rightful place on the throne, because she is, you know, she wants to take revenge for her father, but then she kind of starts learning about the world outside her, because in the palace she was like a pampered princess, and her father never let her go outside or anywhere else apart from, you know, their kingdom. So she starts to grow and learn a lot about her kingdom and the society that her father was a ruler of, and finds out that maybe things weren't as peaceful as she thought they were, and maybe that her father wasn't, you know, the most amazing ruler or peaceful ruler than she thought, because he was always about peace. He never wanted to fight or go to war and things like that. And then she realizes maybe it wasn't, you know, he wasn't the most amazing ruler. And so she discovers that, and she also learns a lot about herself and about everyone else around her and about her kingdom. So it is a really good coming of age story, and you see Yona develop and get stronger each time. Like in the first volume, she's obviously like crying and whiny and sad, but her father just died and she got kicked out of her kingdom. So anyone would be like that. And I think she's like only 16. So imagine if you were 16 and your father just got killed and then you got kicked out of your kingdom and your pampered lifestyle was ruined. Like, I would cry as well. So people who say that Yona is annoying at the start, like, think about how you would feel if that happened to you. So yeah, that was that. And I think that is it for my birthday manga haul. This video might have been very long because I had a lot of series, so apologies in advance for that, but I hope you really enjoyed. It was lovely coming on and filming this, and I hope you enjoyed all the manga that I shared with you. And definitely let me know if you will pick up any of these, and if you'll be doing any readings, like if you want to read Yona or if you want to read Skip Beat. More than happy to read it with you guys. And of course, I just want to quickly thank you all for supporting as always. It means really a lot to me, and I think I said it at the start, but yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. And it's been a wonderful time being here on YouTube, and as well as, you know, manga YouTube. I've met a lot of really cool people and amazing people on Instagram as well as Discord that I've been able to like share my love for this kind of stuff, because a lot of people I know IRL don't read manga, or they don't collect to the extent that I do. So no one really understands me in real life about my collection, except my husband, of course, because he's just like, you know. But yeah, so a lot of I feel like being able to share this kind of hobby with people who actually understand, you know, the feeling and the, you know, the joys of buying manga and collecting, you know, it's really hard to explain to other people because they're like, you know, think you're just wasting money. But yeah, so it's really nice to be able to share that love with you all, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you again in my next videos. Bye everyone!